Hello and welcome everyone to the second episode of the C# menu series here on my channel. In the previous video we worked on our loader, we made some buttons here inside a panel with our logo, a rounded picture box and some extra labels with the name and status of the game. And we ended with this panel here on the right side. And this is where we are going to put in our descriptions about the game. Maybe some subscription information.
Hard drive loaded up, lost, double encoded wood. Zip up all your drinks, compress and right click, watch me open up.
So what I'm going to do first is I'm going here to the right in my Solution Explorer. I'm going to remove this filter menu here because we're going to organize it a little bit more by adding more folders. So I'm going to delete menu here. I'm going to minimize these two. You're going to right click here on your project and click add and then new folder. And I'm going to call this one GUI, which stands for Graphical User Interface. And in the GUI, I'm going to add another folder and I'm going to call this one descriptions. Descriptions here. And we're going to make another one, which is going to be called games. And then inside games, we're going to make another folder and call it sub panels. All right. We can now go to descriptions here, click on the folder, then right click, click add, new item. We're going to wait for it to load and then click form. Make sure you're clicking form. And then call this one whichever game you're making a cheat for. In my case, it's csgo.cs. And then click on add. And we're getting a new form here. And we are going to make the description here. Actually, I'm going to rename this one to CSGO description to organize it a little bit more. So we have CSGO description, let's make another one. So click on descriptions here, click add, new item, click form, and then call this one Roblox maybe, description, click add, and my last one is GTA. So once again I click on the folder, I go to add, new item, form, and then GTA description and click add. Okay, so we now have our 3 forms here and these forms are going to fit inside this panel here. So in order to fit it inside this panel, the size has to be exactly the same. So we're going to click on the panel here and scroll down all the way down to size. We're going to highlight and copy this one. And then we are going back to our CSGO description or Roblox description, doesn't really matter. And we're going to find the form border style and set it from sizable to none to remove the border. We're going all the way down until we find the start position, set that to center screen. And then the size, set the size to the one we just copied. And it's now having the same size as this one here. So we can start designing our form now. Obviously you want to take the same color as here. I'm going to organize this a little bit by going and dragging this to the left and then clicking pin. And then I'm going to close GTA and Roblox for now because we don't need them. I'm going to close this one as well. Okay. So I copied the back color here and then I go back to CSGO description and I paste the color in back color here. Alright. And we are now ready to basically design it. So I'm going for a label. I'm going to copy it from the other one here. Control C, Control V. And then let's say we place it somewhere over here. And we call this one, where's it here? CS or maybe Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Okay, we want to align it in the middle a little bit. You can use your arrow keys to move it around for more precision. And yeah, this seems about right. I'm once again going to name this label. So let's scroll and call this one, instead of label logo, I'm going to call it label game. Going to copy and paste this label here and put it somewhere down here. Change the label to label description. And we're going to change the text and font size here. So scroll up and let's see what fits. 11 maybe? Yeah, that seems about right. And then we go to text here. And you're going to click the arrow down and you can start typing in whatever you want. Alright, so this is a pretty decent example of a description. I'm just showing for what game hydrogen is, and then I'm giving some information about the cheat itself. It doesn't really have to be too detailed. This seems about right. Maybe you want to add a subscription info as well. You can do that, but we're not gonna do that in this episode here. Maybe in a future video, if people want it, I'm going to make an episode about it. So let me know in the comments if you want a video on that. So we're going to do the same for GTA and Roblox. So let's open up GTA, view the designer. Let's take the size of this this form here. Copy that. We're going to remove the border. Start position is going to be on center screen. And the form border style to none. Paste in your size. There we go. We're going to once again check if I have the correct size. Yes, I do. Okay. Let's take this color as well. Paste it in here. Let's take the label here as well. Copy, paste. Going to rename this one to Roblox. Alright. Put it in the middle. A little bit more to the right. Yeah. Going to copy this here. Okay, let's see. And you want to put a description on the same location here. So if you select both, you can see that it's moving down when I switch between these. So when I click GTA description, it's going down. And when I click CSGO description, it's going up. If you see this line. So I want to move this one a little bit more up. And as you can see now, if I switch between these pages, the block is staying on the same position. So it means it's perfectly aligned. So go to GTA description here. I'm not gonna spend too much time on actually thinking of a good description. So I'm just going to change the name to GTA. There you go. I'm not gonna put much time into there because otherwise the video is going to be too long. Okay, last one. Wait, this is GTA actually, not Roblox. So I'm going to change the text to GTA 5. Put it a little bit more to the right. There we go. And then the last one is going to be Roblox, view the designer. And once again, you're going to take the size of the panel or the form. Go to Roblox. Set the start position to center screen and set the form border style to none. Paste in your size and take the background color. Click enter. Cool. Going to copy paste the label here. I'm going to align them a little bit. There we go. As you can see, the labels are aligned. Change the color, the name now to Roblox. Okay, I'm going to move this one to the left because otherwise it's not in the middle anymore. Alright, I'm going to copy this description, paste it in there, make sure they are aligned. Alright, and they are aligned now, as you can see, if I switch between these. I'm going to change the name here from Roblox. GTA to Roblox. Roblox here. Jesus, I can't type sometimes. There we go. Make sure everything is in between the forum. And this seems to be alright. So we are now ready to start coding our child forum. So I'm going to ask you to save, maybe rebuild your solution here, and navigate back to loader. You're going to click on your panel and then right click and click select loader. Alright, we can now go to our loader, click view code. And it's going to give us the code of this loader design here. And we are ready to code our child forum. Okay, so in order to code our child forum, you're going to click here in front of this parentheses and click shift enter enter and go one up. And firstly we're going to type private forum and then active forum and set that to null. Our next one is going to be a function called private void and then open child forum and then forum. It's going to take a forum child forum. Then go behind the parentheses and then click shift enter and then it's going to create these brackets here. If they don't create these brackets, you can just click shift and then the brackets button on your keyboard. Okay, in between this function we're going to type if active forum is not null. Okay, and then active forum dot close. And then active forum equals child forum. And then child forum dot top level equals false. Child forum dot forum border style is going to be equals to forum border style dot none. And then your semicolon. Next line is going to be child forum dot doc. It's going to be equals to doc style dot fill. Okay, and now we're going back to our loader, see what the panel name here is. It's called panel descriptions. So I'm going back and we're going to say panel descriptions dot controls dot add and then child forum. Then the panel descriptions dot tag is going to be equal to child forum and then child forum dot bring to front. And then the last one, child forum dot show. Okay, so that is our open child forum function. We're going to save this one and rebuild. Alright, and now whenever we press this button here, as example, double click it, go back, double click Roblox, go back and double click GTA. It's creating these button click events, and inside this button csgo.click we're going to fill in the following: open child forum and then open up with parentheses, and inside here you want to type new and then the forum name. So in this case it's going to be in GUI descriptions and then csgo description.cs. So GUI.descriptions.csgo .csgo. It seems like it did not update CSGO description, but this is still gonna work. Alright, and then behind CSGO you want to end with a parenthesis here and then one here and end it off with a semicolon. Now if we start our project here, it's going to run, and once we click CSGO here, as you can see, it's opening up that forum. So we're going to do the same for Roblox. Open child forum and then new GUI.descriptions.Roblox description, and with these parentheses here and a semicolon. And then for GTA we're doing the same, open child forum, new GUI.descriptions.GTA descriptions, a class and a semicolon, and we are now done. we start this one here. As you can see, if we click CSGO, it's opening up the CSGO description. If we click Roblox, it's opening up our Roblox description, and for GTA, the same. You can now go back to Visual Studio and click this Stop Debugging button here. We're going to Loader, and we're going to copy this button here, put it down here in the middle, and we're going to change the icon from this one. First change the name as well, button start. So the name of this button is going to be button start. Then change the text to start or load, it doesn't really matter. And then for the icon, I'd like to go for play. So go to icon character and search for play. And there you go. I'm going to decrease the size of this icon here because it's a little bit too big for me. So change this one to 25 maybe. Yeah. So the settings right now on here is the size of the icon font is... No, the icon size is 29 and it's located in the bottom left. These are my settings. Now I'm asking you to double click this button here to create the function here for the button. And now we have to make a system that runs the cheat menu depending on which game is selected. So if you click CSGO, this button should run the CSGO menu. But if you click Roblox, it should run the Roblox menu. So how are we going to code that? And the way how I code this, I've been wondering how to do that for a long time, and I tried a little bit of coding and I found a solution to that. So we're going to right click loader here and view the code again. We're going to scroll up above public loader and we're going to make a new function. And above public loader, we're going to make a function. We're going to call this public void and then start game. I'm going to change this G to a capital G. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to make a few defines. So games. And then GUI.games. Actually, before we do that, we have to go to games here. So click on this filter, click add, new item, make a new form and call this one CSGO. Menu or cheat. I'm going to call this one CSGO. No, I'm just going to call it CSGO. And then we're going to add another one, new item, call this one Roblox. And then another item, call it GTA. Cool. Okay, we can now close these because we don't need them now. We're going back to the code of loader. And we're going to say GUI.games.csgo and then call it CSGO UI is equals to new and then again GUI.games.csgo and then a parentheses and a semicolon. We're going to add the next game as well. So GUI.games.roblox and then Roblox UI is new GUI.games.roblox parentheses and a semicolon, and then the last game is going to be GTA, so GTA UI is new GUI.games.gta. Okay, and now we're going to make a if statement because we want to check the status of a label logo I'm going to make. So before we do that, we go to loader design and we're going to click toolbox here, take a label and put it somewhere in here. It doesn't really matter where. I'm just going to put it here. Okay, we're going to change the name to label game selection. Okay, and then change the text to game. And then the back color of this text is not gonna, the forecolor of this text is not gonna be black, but it has to be the same color as this one here. because we want to make this label invisible so people cannot see it. And the reason why is we're going to be checking if this label is equals to the text CSGO, Roblox or GTA. And if the text of this one is CSGO, then it's going to run the CSGO menu. If the text here is going to be Roblox, it's going to run the Roblox menu. So if we go into loader, we're going to make a comment here and we're going to check if the label of the game status, we're going that status of the game. So game status, check label game status. Okay, so let's make an if statement, if, and in between these parentheses, we're going to do label name or game selection, and then dot text is equals to, and then let's say CSGO. Okay, and then end with a shift enter, so it's adding these brackets here, and then in between the brackets we're going to type, since it's CSGO, CSGO UI.show, and then a class and semicolon, and then this dot height class semicolon. And I forgot another equals to sign. Okay, so if this label is equals to the text CSGO, it's gonna open up the CSGO menu and it's going to hide our loader. So hide this loader here. Then we're gonna do another if statement, but this time it's gonna be an else if statement. Else if, and then label game selection is equals to the text Roblox. We want it to open up our Roblox UI. So Roblox UI.show, and then once again this dot hide to hide our loader. And then the last one is going to be else if the label game selection dot text is equals to the text GTA 5 for GTA. Then we're going to do GTA UI dot show and this dot hide. And what did I do wrong here? Oh, I forgot to add dot text here. Sorry. Okay, so this function here is now done. So we are ready to double click this button here to go here, and then we want to change the text that's up here to whichever button we click. So if we click CSGO here and we go to the code, we want to do label game selection dot text is equals to, and then these things here, and then we're going to put in CSGO. So what this is going to do, whenever we click the button, it's going to open the child form first that we made earlier, but it's also going to change the text from here to CSGO. I can visualize that by making this color white. As you can see, if I load it and we click CSGO, oh, I forgot. You want to take this label and drag it down here, because this is a panel where we are adding the forms in, so it's going to overlap the text. We don't really want that, we want it here. So just put it here or wherever. And we're going to be making this one invisible so people don't see the game here. But if I click start here and I click CSGO, you will notice that this text here is changing. As you can see, it's now CSGO. And this way we can make this verification system which game we're picking. So if we go to Roblox and we do the same, label game selection dot text is Roblox. And for GTA as well, label game selection dot text is equals to GTA. It's doing, my Visual Studio is doing things that I don't want them to do. I'm used to 2017, so like it's a little bit different here. Click start, and as you will notice now, when I click CSGO, it's changing the text to CSGO, now to Roblox, and now to GTA. Okay, so now if you go to loader and you go to the button start underscore click, you can do that by double clicking this button here. And we type in open no start game. our function we made. It should work now. So if we go to start and we click on CSGO as example, my button is disappearing, as you can see. If I click start, right now here's the button, but it's disappearing once we click on that. So whenever we click on one of these buttons, we also want this button to appear back to the front. So click CSGO and typing button starts dot bring to front and then a semicolon here. We're going to copy this one here and paste them in all these button events for Roblox and GTA as well. And now if we start, it should work. Yeah, so here's our button. So as you can see, our label here is still changing. I'm first going to make this one invisible by giving it the same color as this one here, as your panel. That's the back color. We want full color. So it's invisible now. If we click start. Okay, let's minimize it a little bit. There we go. So if we click CSGO, it's loading up CSGO description. If it's loading up, if we click Roblox, it's loading up Roblox. If we click GTA, it's doing GTA. And now we have GTA selected. So the text right here, which is invisible, should now be GTA. And if we click start, it should open up the GTA menu. And as you can see, we have the GTA menu now. Let's see what happens when we click CSGO, for example. CSGO is opened here, click start, and it loaded up CSGO. Okay, for good measure, we're going to check if Roblox is doing the same. Start, and Roblox has been started. Exit, and close. Alright, so what we did in this video here is we made our child form, and we made it so that panels can fit in between this panel here. And what we also did is check which game we have selected, and then this button is going to start up the game we have selected. In the next video we are going to finish our loader, make it a little bit cleaner. We're going to add rounded edges here because we don't want squares, we like rounded. And I'm going to be adding a little bit of visualization here in the menu, so it's going to be even more cleaner. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.